everyone, and welcome to my channel, the Thrifty Traveler's Kitchen. Now what this channel is for simple cooking that you can prep ahead at home and take with you on the road and finish up when you get to a hotel room. In the past couple of videos, what I did is I showed you some interesting ways of preparing meals in vacuum sealer bags that you can pop into a rice cooker and prepare for yourself so you have a nice hot meal when you get to your hotel room. Today I'm going to show you something a little bit different that we do, and that is pre-making meals and packaging them in portions and getting them ready for the freezer so you can take them along with you and just simply reheat them in the microwave when you get to your hotel room. So in today's recipe, I'm going to be making a baked pasta. Now this is one of our favorite dishes. Back years ago, we used to have exchange students coming and staying with us, and this is one of the dishes that the boys really liked. And it's simple to prepare. It makes about 8 different portions for the freezer, so you know you're going to be prepared when you have to hit the road. So let's start out by getting our pasta boiled up. Now the pasta that you want to use is completely up to you. Whether you use a spaghetti, that works great, fettuccine even, penne pasta. Today I've decided to use fusilli. So let's get our water ready to go. In the pot here I've got 3 liters of water. In that water I'm going to add about a half a tablespoon of salt, and we're going to bring that all up to a boil and then add our pasta. Okay? Well, the recipe today, we prepare it in 3 different parts. First of all, we're going to get our pasta ready to go. Once it's boiled up, we're going to dump it in the drain, dump it in a drainer, and then run it under cold water so that we can stop the cooking and set it aside until we're ready for the assembly. The second part that we're going to make is the meat sauce, and then finally we'll make the topping, which is a bechamel. And what we're going to do is layer that out in our baking tin, get it ready for the oven, and finish it up in there. Okay, so our water's come up to a boil. And what I've got here is 3 cups of fusilli. Whichever pasta you choose, just cook it to the directions that are on the package. With this one here, I'm going to cook it for about 10 minutes. Then we'll check it, see if it's finished enough, and then we're going to drain it in the sink and run cold water over it so that we can set it aside. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. Let's give our pasta a quick test here. Now, a couple of different ways you can test your pasta is, first of all, do a pinch test where you can take and pinch through it. See if you can pinch through it without feeling any hard parts in the middle still. If it's still a bit hard, maybe cook it a little bit longer. This one here, as you can see, I pinched through it quite easily. Next part, of course, is a quick chew test. Perfect. Now it's time to rinse the pasta. Got the colander ready to go in the sink. And we're running that pasta out with cold water. And we'll set that aside and carry on with the next step of the recipe. We have a blend of pork and beef. Now, the protein that you want to use is completely up to you. You can use a ground turkey, a ground chicken, ground pork, ground beef, whichever you prefer. It'll work out fine in this recipe. Okay, so we're going to start out with some neutral oil, maybe about a tablespoon and a half of canola oil is what I used. And we'll get our meat in there. And one thing I recommend is don't get in there and start messing around with the meat right away. Let it sit and brown on the bottom first. A nice brown crust on the bottom there is going to add extra flavor to the meat. Okay, so now that we've got all our meat browned up here, I've got a metal colander sitting in the sink. I'm just going to put the meat in there so it's out of the way and it can drain off. our pot back on the heat. Let's add a little bit more oil. Then we're going to add our vegetables. I kind of cheated here. I bought a bag of pre-cut vegetables from the store. And basically what it is onions, celery, peppers, and carrots. So we're going to get that in there. Oh, why did we stop? And we'll lightly saute those vegetables to get the onions translucent and the aromatics started, and then we'll start adding the rest of our ingredients. All right, now that we've got that started, let's start with 1/2 cup of red wine. This is a Pinot Noir. I prefer to use a wine that I'm going to drink rather than some kind of cooking wine. Now with that wine in there, we're going to use it to help deglaze the bottom of the pan, because there's still a little bits of that meat that are kind of stuck to the bottom, but this will loosen them right up. Add them to the sauce. Then we're going to go with 3 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1½ teaspoons of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and then something for a little bit of a twist, we're going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon. Do you ever use cinnamon in your pasta sauces? It certainly adds an interesting flavor to it that I really love. To that, we're going to add a whole can of diced tomatoes. That's 28 ounces. Then we'll go with, about 1/2 jar of tomato sauce. This one here is 640 milliliters, so what's that? Just under 3 cups. So let's say we'll go with 1.5 cups of tomato sauce. Now we can bring back our ground meat, add that in. Mix that all together. Then we're going to bring it up to a simmer and let it simmer for about 10 minutes, maybe 15, just to help bring all those flavors together. Okay, last step of the prep is we're going to make our bechamel. So what we're going to do is get our pot started to heat up here. We're going to start with 1/4 cup of olive oil. I like to do this while the flour is still a bit cool, as I'll add my flour. So I've got 3/8 of a cup of just all-purpose flour. Get your whisk handy, get in there and mix that all up right away. I find that the flour blends with the oil really easy while the oil is still cool. So it's all blended together. Then we'll start adding our milk slowly. I've got 2 cups of milk here. It's whole milk. If you are lactose intolerant, this is a good time for you to use lactose-free milk. It'll work just as well. So we'll start mixing that up. As it heats, it's going to start thickening. So we're going to start adding more milk and keep mixing. If it looks like it's lumping up, don't worry about it. Just keep mixing, keep mixing. It's going to come a apart, and it's going to make a really nice sauce. There we go. Now we need more milk. Get the last bit of milk in there. At this point, it kind of looks like it's loosened up. It's very runny, but just give it a minute. It'll start thickening up as soon as the rest of that milk heats up. Just keep mixing, keep mixing. Get into the corners of the pot. Push your mixer, your whisk right into the corners of that pot. Make sure you get all that flour incorporated into the mishbal. There, it's starting to thicken up now. You can see it's dripping, getting thicker. Now we still want it to be just a little bit runny. We don't want it to be really solid. But we're going to mix that up a little bit more, and then we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now if you like adding cheese, you can add a 1/4 cup of Parmesan to this. You could put some shredded mozzarella in there, or save the mozzarella and put that right on top if you like. But I'm not using cheese this time around. Okay, so we're ready for final assembly. I've got a nice deep lasagna dish here that I call it my lasagna dish. It's a baking dish. We're going to spray it down with cooking spray. If you don't have cooking spray, just oil down the sides. You want some kind of non-stick barrier on there. Okay, got that sprayed up. Now we start, the first layer is our pasta. Nice and even along the bottom like that. Then we bring in our meat sauce. Do it this way so you can watch it go in there. Yeah, there we go. Get that leveled out. Just spread that all out nice and even. And our last layer will be our measurement. Get in there with a spatula, get all that out. And on top of there, oops, I'm falling over. Layer that over top. Get it all right out to the outer edges. Okay, so if you want at this point, you can spread some cheese on there, put some mozzarella, shake some Parmesan, whichever you prefer. But that's ready to go in the oven. So what we'll do is we'll preheat our oven to 375, pop it in there for about 30-35 minutes, take a quick check on it. If it's done, then we'll pull it out, and then we'll let it cool completely. Once it's cooled completely, we'll slice it up into portions and pack that up so it's ready to go on the road. So our pasta's cooled down now. I took and ran a knife through it. I got 8 portions out of it. So I'll just run the knife through again, make sure everything's all loosey-goosey. Stick the spatula in here and pull out a portion. There we go. Now these are the cute little containers that I got here that I find a portion fits in just really nicely. So that'll give us 8 portions. But one nice thing about making this so I can freeze portions for my partner to take out on the road with them is I get to have one of these for dinner. So I'm taking out this portion here. I'm gonna have that for dinner. And let's give it a taste test. That's looking pretty good, don't you think? Got some pasta, some of the filling, the bechamel. Oh yeah, you guys have to try this one. And if you do, tell me if you made it the way I made it, or if you made any changes. Also tell me what you think. Good stuff. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.